This week was, nothing new. The FIIs continue to sell close to about 2,100 crores, and the domestic investors bought close to 4,000 crores. So it's an alarming signal. I'm not really sure as to how long the domestic investors will continue to cushion this market. The fundamentals in this market are still not conducive for investment, and therefore you should ideally see selling pressure in this kind of a market. The earnings growth for most of the companies are not in line with expectations, except for few FMCG kind of companies which have been growing at the rate of 8 to 12% an annum. I don't see earnings growth in line with the PE multiple of most of these companies, and therefore it's a very tricky situation to be in, especially if you're a long-term investor. Most of the analysts today are warning on sticking to large caps. It's not really a mid cap or a small cap market. The market is expected to see far more bigger downside than one can see. But my worry is that the FII selling has not stopped, and this has continued for the last 10 weeks or so, and we continue to see huge selling happening week on week from FIIs, and a similar amount of buying from domestic institutional investors. At some point of time, we would see that the domestic institutional investors will no longer have the right amount of capital to cushion this market, and therefore they would be in a helpless situation but to sell. So I maintain my cautious stance on this market, but for FMCG there are not many stocks which I am continuing to hold positions on. Your Marico is one of the bets which I had recommended, so that continues. Anywhere closer to 308 to 310 would be the level to enter for a target of 315. I maintain my stance on Godrej Consumer, which has been largely range bound in this market. So anywhere closer to 1060 to 1070 would be the level to enter, and watch out for a target of 1085 to 1090. But for FMCG, there are not many companies which are available at valuations which are interesting to invest. So it's better to wait and watch. I'm not saying that the market would fall in the coming weeks per se, but it's certainly an alarming sign when one segment of the investor community is not investing or is hugely selling for the 10th consecutive week, and you see one segment of investor community trying to invest in large sums such that the market gets that extra cushion. So wait for low levels, whatever time it happens. I don't see any immediate drop in the market, but any negative news would probably pull this market down severely.